Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our webinar live session today. My name is Hamira Taylor, and I'm an admissions counselor and recruiter with University of Maryland Eastern Shore, and I'll be hosting today's live session. Today we have our special guest, Dr. Margarita Truth, who is both the professor and department chair of the Department of Kinesiology. So thank you for joining us today, Dr. Truth.
Thank you.
And today we're going to be talking about the kinesiology program here at University of Maryland Eastern Shore and answer some frequently asked questions that students often ask about our undergraduate program. And we'll also touch a little bit about the doctorate program that we have at our institution as well. For those of you who are new to University of Maryland Eastern Shore, and this is your first time getting exposed to any information about us, just some brief highlights that you should know. University of Maryland Eastern Shore is the state's 1890 land grant and doctoral research institution. We're located in Princess Anne, Maryland. We rank within the top 20 HBCUs in the nation, and we're also a top performer in social mobility. Our campus is about 1,100 plus acres in size, and we're still adding and still growing, so we're very excited about that. We're considered to be a small to medium-sized institution with a little under 3,000 students, and our mission is grounded in experiential learning and research, so we're all about hands-on experience here at UMES, and just preparing students for the career force or going into graduate study in their future endeavors. So just a brief overview of the webinar session today. I'm just going to ask Dr. Truth a few common questions that students often ask about our kinesiology program, and she'll be able to share some information about the program as well, some class schedules and how students progress through their programs here. And we'll be able to share some information about where you can find other details about the program following the webinar session. Okay, so we'll go ahead and jump into the first question. So Dr. Truth, for students who are not aware of what a department chair is, could you please describe your role and responsibilities, the department, and how students will work with you over the course of their academic career?
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. The students that come into the Department of Kinesiology are assigned an advisor, and all the students across campus are assigned an advisor, so within the department. So as a department chair, that's one of the things that we do right off, is assign students an advisor so they make a connection with someone. And that connection is very important. We have a small group of faculty, but we do know who all of our students are because we have all of our classes in the Heitch building. And that is one way that we keep connected with our students. The other, of course, duties of a department chair are not only to work with the faculty, but work with the students and the faculty together and help the students figure out which classes they need, and the faculty and work with me on the curriculum. The curriculum is fairly defined, and we'll go over that and I think a little bit. I think you have another question. But as a department chair, I work with the faculty in assigning which faculty members teach which classes and when they are scheduled and so forth. One of the important things I do is administrative work in working with the rest of the university and making sure that the students are heard if they have concerns, and also to make sure that our program is successful in terms of keeping our students here happy, getting them to graduate on time in the 4 years. That's one of my sort of pet peeves, is to help make sure the students are taking the right classes at the right time so they can follow that pattern. If they need to take a summer class to catch up, then that's something that we're always thinking about. So retention and graduation is very important to a department chair. And also working with other chairs on campus to hear what's going on everywhere else to make sure that we're on track. But mostly working with the students and with the faculty right within the department, doing administrative work and teaching. So I also teach. So you will meet me in the classroom.
Thank you. Now, our kinesiology program has two concentrations, clinical and health fitness. Could you describe the difference between the two and the types of careers that students can pursue after majoring in each?
Yes. So the health fitness track is a track for students who are gearing towards working in a health fitness facility and working on personal training. And there's lots of positions like that. They may work at the local YMCA, but they also might work for the government in a wellness facility or a wellness type or health professions kind of facility. The clinical track is for students who are pursuing a graduate degree, and that graduate degree could be in physical therapy, occupational therapy, athletic training. We have some students who are looking at physician assistant programs, and in the rare case, we have some students who might do pharmacy or MD. So it just depends, but it's definitely for students who have the desire to go on. If we can, I'll share my screen and just sort of go through some classes that are potentially classes that we would invite you to take with the concentrations. So this is the clinical track, and I'm hoping you can see this okay. And you'll see that as a freshman, you take a lot of classes that are across campus and some that are in our own department. So you'll see Exercise Science 100, which is our freshman experience class, as well as the 111, which is our personal health and fitness class. Then you take biology, English, and then some general education courses. If I scroll down and show you the rest of this, you see that the progression is about 15 to 17 credits each semester. And each semester has different exercise science classes in it, as well as you'll see anatomy and physiology and some free electives that you're able to choose. You'll see that the courses in exercise science department range from something like sports psychology to when you're a junior, you might take applied kinesiology with a personal, an athletic trainer that teaches that class, or exercise testing and prescription, which is one of my classes. Then when you're a senior, you'll notice that the credits fall off a little because you're going to be able to either add something else here, perhaps in that senior year. Also, one class I'd like to mention is we have this class called Advanced Strength and Conditioning, which is taught by one of our faculty members who has certification in strength and conditioning. So our students really enjoy that class. We do have 2 online classes to help out if students are off campus. But your senior year, you will be doing an internship, and that is a 6-credit internship in exercise science. If I show you the, that was the clinical track, I think, was it?
Yes, that's curriculum.
That was a clinical track. So one other thing I should mention is that you'll notice that in the junior and senior year, you're taking different classes than you would in the health fitness track. These classes are chemistry and physics, and those classes are what are required to attend graduate school in physical therapy or occupational therapy. In the health fitness track, you'll see that these classes are pretty much the same in terms of exercise science classes. Again, starting out very similar in the freshman year, again with 16 or so credits each semester. But you'll notice that instead of the chemistry for a full year and the physics, what we have added is some business classes, and these would include accounting, computer concept and application in your sophomore year, and so forth. So you'll see that the classes differ in the supportive area, what we call. The major core courses are the same, but the supportive area courses are different. And again, in that senior year, you have that 6-credit internship. And I think we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Very good information. So could you describe the type of classroom experience or hands-on experience that students have access to on our campus with the lab and facilities?
Yes, sure. So our students, again, we have 3 classrooms in Heitch, and we also have our own lab. And in our lab, I should have pulled up some pictures. They're on our website, you'll see them. We have different modalities that the students use for different classes. We have treadmills, we have bikes, we have a bioimpedance, we have to measure body composition, we have strength equipment to measure strength. So we're teaching the students how to evaluate their clients and also how to work with them if they are injured. So we have a lot of, in one of our classes, we have, in applied kinesiology, we use anatomical models. And so we have a lot of models that the students actually practice on and learning on the insertions and all the muscles, say that we are in the lower thigh or the upper arm. So you learn the muscles that you'll use if you're going to hit a tennis shot or throw a football and those kinds of things. So we use the anatomical models and then the laboratory class.
Awesome. And could you talk a little bit about the type of internship opportunities students have done in the past, since that's going to be a required part of their curriculum in the senior year?
Yeah, so this is a very important component of the curriculum, I believe, because the first thing is that the students absolutely love it because they're independent and they're off campus doing that internship. It requires 180 hours at a site, and that can be a clinical site or it can be sort of a health fitness site. So let me give you some examples of where our students have gone. So this past semester, even though it was fairly interrupted, we had students, probably about 6 or 7 students actually doing their internships in PT clinics right here in the Eastern Shore area. So at Pivot PT, Salisbury PT, and we had 2 students right here outside of campus doing their internship at the PT right there on Route 13. So we had 5 or 6 at least students do that.
Mm-hmm.
3 students do their internships at a hospital, different hospitals, but those students were actually interested in going into respiratory therapy, cardiovascular imaging, or nursing. So they did their internships there. We had several students do their internships at wellness facilities, a sport fitness facility, Crown, which is in Salisbury. It does a lot of youth activities, really a wide range of things. And what is very important about the internship, although it's 180 hours and there's some paperwork to it, we have some students who do these off campus if they're home their last semester, and some of them have been employed as a physical therapy assistant as soon as they finish that. So that does happen quite often. But obviously, if they do it locally, that doesn't happen because the students tend to go back towards home.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. So a lot of experience students have gotten here. So scholarships, we got a lot of questions about up there in departmental scholarships that are offered for incoming students or continuing students in the kinesiology program.
Yeah, so our department doesn't have any specific scholarships for students. What I suggest students is that they look towards the Henson Honors Program. We have many students in our department who are members or enrolled in the honors program at UMES, and they do get financial aid from that. And so that's one thing. We unfortunately don't have any huge grants to give to students to work. We have a work study student, but we don't have a specific scholarship for students.
Okay. And students are attracted to our university when they realize that we do have the Doctorate of Physical Therapy program. So any insight that you can give on the process of transitioning from the undergraduate to applying to that school?
Yes. So the Doctorate of Physical Therapy program is a program that is taken after you finish your undergraduate degree. So you must have that undergraduate 4-year degree in order to apply. We have our curriculum set up in the clinical track to meet all the requirements for that. The main stumbling block, I would say is that students have to be very successful in their science courses as they go through the curriculum. It's very helpful to have an undergraduate class in kinesiology or exercise physiology, because that will help you once you get in, but that you must be able to do the rigor of the science classes. So that's why those chemistry and physics and also the statistics, the math grades are very important for going into the doctorate program. And most doctorate programs, well, in order to apply, you must do so many hours in a facility or something, you know, and get a recommendation usually from a physical therapist. That's why it's really nice that students who are interested in choosing PT do exercise science as an undergraduate, because they get that 180-hour internship and then can apply.
Awesome. Now, we have a new School of Pharmacy and Health Professions building that's on its way sometime in the future. Do you have any insights on that new building or anything that you're looking forward to most about being in the new building?
Yeah, well, the kinesiology department will probably stay for a while in the Heights Athletic Building, because that's where our offices are. But we do have a designated research lab there. And so we're really hoping to embark on some new research in the future and incorporate that into some of the students' classes, so that they have the experience, especially some students who might want to do an independent study or things like that to enhance their learning, or an honors project, and utilize that research facility with our students.
It's very exciting.
But also, if we have large classes, apparently they're going to have really quite a big space. So maybe we'll be able to sneak over there.
Awesome. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So the last question, why kinesiology at UMES?
Well, I think one of the nicest things about our department is that we are relatively small in faculty size, but the students all kind of know each other, because we have this one area where our classes are. So there's a lot of interaction between the students and between the students and the faculty. I have an open door policy. So my door is open. And I think things will change a little bit in the future, but hopefully not. But that allows the students to knock on the door, come in for advice, and talk with us. And the key thing is that the students do well in their classes, so that they can pursue the next thing after graduation. So that's really key and really important to us, that they get the learning that they really want and enjoy it along the way, because that's what makes going to college really worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Any final thoughts that you would like to share before we wrap up?
Well, I'd just like to say welcome to UMES for those students who are already coming, and you will meet me sometime, usually over the summer, but we'll see. And then for those of you who are thinking about coming to UMES, please reach out to us. You can check out our website. You can always send me an email, and certainly the admissions counselors and so forth know a lot about our program. And so they can also answer questions, but they can reach out to me as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Dr. Truth, for participating in our webinar session today. And again, for all of you who are viewing this, feel free to explore our website further at www.umes.edu/kinesiology if you want to look more into this program. And I also encourage you to visit our admissions webpage, where you can find different avenues of connecting with admissions counselors beyond our live webinar sessions. Thank you again for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.